I guess we are live. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. How are you all? I hope you guys are doing pretty well. Okay. So let me start with formalities. So welcome back to the Geeks for Geeks Python channel. So myself Vamsi. In this particular tutorial, we will be continuing from where we have stopped in the last class, and I guess we have stopped at like we started oops, okay, and then we have in oops we have completed classes and objects. Hi, hi Shubham, hi Ved Singh, hello. And then in oops currently we are discussing about inheritance, and again in inheritance we have 5 types: single inheritance, multiple inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, hybrid inheritance. And out of these 5 we have finished single, we have finished multiple, we have finished multi-level, and we need to discuss about these 2. Okay, and I was just thinking whether to discuss this or not, because I will talk about real world examples and all, but I'm not interested in writing code for this, because it is the same concept which we are studying from the past 4 classes. So again, same, like we will be having classes, we will be importing them. So I just want you guys to try it on your own. Okay, I will tell you the examples, and I will tell you how to write a code for that and what to consider and all. Okay, just try. Okay, and then if you are failed to do so, then let me know. I will discuss the code in next session. Okay, it will be a good practice for you guys as well. Okay, so let's kickstart with the hierarchical inheritance. Yes, what is a hierarchical inheritance? If you guys know, like, please let me know in the chat. Hierarchical inheritance. So just forget about inheritance. Just tell me about hierarchy. Hierarchical. So can I say that it's a tree kind of structure, like where we will be having something like this, hierarchy, level by level, right? Now, what is this related to the hierarchical inheritance? So let's assume we have a one base class. From these base class, from these one base class, we will be having many different derived classes. Okay, like this, like derived class 1, derived class 2, derived class 3, derived class 4, derived class 5. Okay, so here the concept is we will be having one class, one base class, and then from that base class we will be having multiple derived classes. Okay, so if I wanted to put it in a broad way, let me do this. So let's say we have a class A, and out of this particular class A we will be deriving class B, class C, and class D. Okay, so this is what a hierarchical inheritance looks like. Done. Please let me know in the chat whether you are able to understand what is hierarchical inheritance or not. And so how to write a code for this? How to write a code for this? We have seen enough examples. Okay, so we have implemented single inheritance, multiple inheritance, multi-level inheritance, multi Yes, we have inheritance written code for three types of inheritance. So just try this out on your own. Okay, I think you should be able to write code on your own, I guess. Okay, so let me give you the blueprint as well, like how you should write code. Okay, so let's say we have a class A, and a class A has an properties like A and B, A and B. Now out of this class A, we will be deriving class B, where we will be having A, B, C, D. Okay, A, B, C, D. Now for these two A comma B, we can go to class A. Now we have a class C, where we will be having AB and ED. Okay, now EF. Okay, now out of these four, AB is available in class A and EF are available, like you can define them in the class C itself. Okay, so this is how a code for multiple hierarchy inheritance looks like. Okay, try it on your own and please let me know in the next session. Now let's jump on to the another type of inheritance, the last one. So hybrid inheritance. Hybrid inheritance. What is? So I can say that hybrid inheritance is a combination of two uh, inheritances. What are they? So let's say you have a base class 1. Okay, you can consider base class 1. Out of this from this base class 1, we will be deriving two classes. Okay, so derived class 1, derived class 2. Okay, from these two we will be deriving another class called derived class 3. So now here how many inheritances are there? So if I write this whole thing as hierarchical inheritance, and I can write this part as a multiple inheritance, and even if I consider this part alone, I can consider this as a single inheritance. Okay, and if I consider this part, if I consider this particular path, I can say that it's a multi-level inheritance. And combining, if I consider whole part, like whole diagram, then it is called as an hybrid inheritance. Okay, done. Yes. So again, I'm not writing code for this. Okay, like it's a combination of multiple inheritances, that's it. Okay, so we have implemented enough examples over there, so try to club all those things, then you will get it. Yes, so let's start something new topic here in oops. So the topic name would be polymorphism. Polymorphism. If you know what is a polymorphism, please let me know in the comment section. Let's get started. Okay, let's see what is the definition of polymorphism. So let's divide this particular word into the two types. So if you consider this first part like poly, it is called as a many. And if you consider this morphism like morph kind of thing, okay, it is called as a forms. By combining this, we can say it as a many forms. So a polymorphism means a many forms. That's it. Okay, I'm 100% sure that you haven't got what is polymorphism yet. Now we'll see one particular example. Okay, then you will get it. Okay, so I would like to take one real world example. Okay, let's say, so we have a different classes, house, school or college, like whatever you would like to, and if I say office, and if I say shop or mart, okay, whatever you call it as. Now there is a person. Okay, there is a person. Now if this particular person is in house, okay, if particular person is in house, hierarchical. So what what you can assume that person as? So he is an son or daughter. Yes, if he is in a house, he can be either son or daughter. And what if he goes to school? Then can I say that he is called as a student? Yes, he is called as a student. Now if he goes to office, okay, like he is working in some office, then what he can be called as? Employee. Now the same person goes to the shop or supermart or some D-mart kind of stuff. Now he is called as a customer. Now, like, what is the one thing that you have identified so far by seeing this one particular example? Can I say that the person is same, but according to the situation he is and the place he is standing or he is going to, we are defining its name, right? Kind of behavior, can I say that? Okay, like, so the person is same, okay, but based upon the situation he or she might be in, we are defining it as a something, we are naming it as a something. So can I assume that? So let's take one person as an object. Okay, person as an object. Now if that particular object is in house, then I can refer to as either son or daughter. Now if that person is in college or school, we can consider it as a student. Now the same person goes to the office, we can consider him as an employee. If he goes to the shopping, we can consider him as a customers. Ready? Don't spam the chart. Okay, we are here with a purpose, I guess. Now I hope you got this example. So, and I can understand that, like, I am assuming that you have understood the concept of polymorphism as well. Now what is the next thing? So for this particular session, okay, just forget about your learning Python. Python. So forget about this particular session. You are not learning Python. You are learning the concept of polymorphism. Concept of polymorphism. Because why I ask you to forget that you are in a Python class? Because in general, Python is not considered as a pure object-oriented programming. Pure object-oriented programming. Okay, it will fail in few cases. Okay, where a polymorphism is one such case where a Python object-oriented programming fails here. Okay, so for that particular reason, I am asking you to put Python in your mind for aside. Okay, for a couple of minutes at least for this particular session, because if you are in an interview, you should tell the concept irrespective of the programming language, and you should tell the real world examples. So language is secondary, primary is concept. So I will talk about in general how this polymorphism works. Later on we'll go and discuss how polymorphism works in specific to the Python. Okay, now let's talk about in general how polymorphism works. So basically we have two types of polymorphisms: overloading and overriding. Overloading and overriding. So we'll talk about that. Okay, so we'll come to that, what is overloading and what is overriding. But yeah, yes. Okay, now let's see. Again, in overloading we have three types: operator overloading, method overloading, constructor overloading. Okay, and again in overriding we have two types. One is method overriding and another one is constructor overriding. Now we'll talk about what is overloading and what is overriding now. So now first we'll see what is overloading. So basically overloading means, let's say you have a class. Okay, you have a class for okay, let's say you have a class called area, or yeah, you have a class called area. Okay, let's take some simpler example. I don't know whether everyone is very good at math or not. Okay, so let's say we have a class called A, and in that class A we will be having a method called demo. Okay, method called demo. Now this particular demo takes two parameters. Now again I have another method demo, but this time this particular method will take three parameters. Okay, one with two parameters, one with three parameters, but the same name. Okay, same name, you should remember that, same name, same method name. Now if I make a call, okay, if I make a call like object a dot demo of 10 comma 2, sorry 10 comma 20. Now which one should I call? Which one should it call? Which one it should call? So it will call the one which is accepting two parameters. Okay, the one which is accepting two parameters. Where does that two parameters is accepting? Here, this particular thing. Now suppose if I am making a call demo of 1 comma 2 comma 3, now where it should go? Can I say that it should go to here, the one which is taking 3 parameters? Yes. So why should it go? So basically here sometimes our requirement will get changed. That's like, let's say, let me put it here. Where can we use this concept? Good question. So the answer would be, there is no guarantee that, okay, no guarantee for passing all parameters. So sometimes, okay, sometimes let's say okay, in school, in college, okay, in college there is some event is going on. Okay, so at first they have said that all the name, roll number and branch is mandatory, but later on there were few freshers who don't have roll number yet, okay, who didn't receive the roll number yet. Now in that case it will fail your application, right, where you are accepting your application form, because of like freshers were not able to give the roll number. So in that case you need to handle the both, right? So those who don't have roll number, if they have valid reason, then you should consider them. Now if they have roll number, then you should go to the final years, like you can differentiate there itself. Yes, hi Shraddha. So you can differentiate from there itself, right? So in that cases you should see that this is a overloading concept. Overloading concept. But this concept works in a different manner in Python. Okay, it won't work as we expected in Python. I will tell you the reason, okay, and I will tell you the why it won't work as well. Okay, why it won't work as well. So you need not to worry about that. So as of now, this is called an overloading, and the specific we have this assumed this demo as an method, right? So this is called a method overloading. Okay, method overloading. So the same concept applicable for constructor as well. So let's say if we have defined a constructor which is taking two parameters, and we have defined another constructor which is taking three parameters. So the constructor name is same, but the amount of parameters it is accepting is different, right? The amount of parameters it is accepting is different. Done. So we are done with method overloading and constructor overloading. Now what is an operator overloading? What is a operator overloading? Now, so let's say I have this operator called plus. Now if I have given a is equal to 10, b equal to 20, and if I do c equal to a plus b, now what will be in my c? Can I say that it is 30? Yes, in c it is going to store 30. Now if I have given a equal to Vamsi and B equal to ready. Now if I do C equal to A plus B, now what will be in my C? Can I say that Vamsi ready? So did you identify? Did you feel that this is an overloading thing? Did you feel that? So how should? So basically when I am giving two arithmetic of like two numbers, okay, two integer values, it is doing arithmetic addition. When I am giving two string characters, okay, strings, two strings, and if I try to add them, it is doing the concatenation. Concatenation, which means for the first one, okay, right after the first one we are adding the second, like for Vamsi we are adding ready, so that is called a concatenation. So can I say that based upon the inputs that it is doing, like it is working upon, the operation is getting changed, but operator is same, but it is changing, right? Now even if you consider multiplication, okay, if you do A is equal to 1, B equal to 10, and if you do A into B, you in C you will get 10, and if you have something like A is equal to Vamsi and B equal to 2, and if I do A into B, now in C what will be in my C now? Just let me know in the comment section. So this is what an operator overloading means. Okay, so the same symbol, but based upon the place it is in, it is automatically getting changed. That's it. Done. So till now you have understood everything. Till now, are you good with till now? Please let me know. Sorry. Are you good till now? Yeah. So like I guess we are done with overloading. Now let's see what is overriding. So yeah, we all implement that in later, but in tomorrow's class. But in today we are discussing only about the concept, because it's an language independent. Okay, OOPs are language independent, not language dependent. So the concept is important. So we'll write the code in next class. Okay, for specific to the Python, and then we should discuss how the polymorphism works in Python. Okay, so yeah. Now let's say what is overriding. Let's assume you have a class A. Okay, in class A you have a method called demo, and which takes two params. Okay, two parameters. And I have a class B, and again in class B we have a demo, but this time this demo takes only one parameter. Now the surprisingly class B is inheriting from the class A. Okay, surprisingly class B is inheriting from the class A. Okay, now if I create an object B, okay, if I create an object B, then if I call demo dot 10 comma 20, now where should it go? Can I say that it will go to the class A demo? Why? Because we are passing two arguments. Here we are taking only one parameter. Okay, so it will search for two parameter method, and if it finds, then it will execute that. If it is not able to find the one with two parameters, it will throw an error. Okay, So now for that case, like I can say that if I make demo of 1 comma 2 comma 3, now it will throw an error because there is no method called demo which accepts 3 parameters, right? So what is the difference between, so very important question, okay, when it comes to polymorphism, very important question when it comes to polymorphism. Difference between overloading versus overriding. Okay, difference between overloading and overriding. Very important interview question. So you should must tell one example over there. Okay, you should must tell one example over there. Okay, and so yeah, so this is about this particular polymorphism, okay, I guess. And yeah, this is so what we have discussed is method overriding. So now let's discuss what is the difference between method overloading and overriding. So can you tell me that, in the chat window, like what is the difference between overloading and overriding? So I can say that the very first difference is, in concept of method overloading, we are not inheriting, like we are not deriving any class from the base class. But in case of method overriding, there is a relationship between two classes. Okay, we are not performing we are not having the same name methods or constructors in the single class. We will be having in two classes. Okay, and for two classes we have some relationship between them as well. Okay, that's the major difference here. That's the major difference. And if you tell that thing in interview, that should be enough, I guess. Okay, they're expecting only that. Arey yaar, don't spam now. Let me know whether you have able to understand or not. And this is about this particular overriding and overloading. Then we'll talk about how this polymorphism work in Python in next class. Okay, how polymorphism will works in Python in next class. Done. So I guess like I'm wrapping up for the 30-minute session today. Okay, not taking 1 hour session. So done. So we'll see you tomorrow at the same time. Then we'll talk about polymorphism in Python. Okay, so until then, bye bye, see you tomorrow. Can you repeat all once more? It's a little tough, Madhavan. You can watch it again, but I can give you an overview of topics what we have discussed today. Okay, so we started with hierarchy inheritance. Okay, hierarchy inheritance. Then we have seen some examples of hierarchy inheritance. Then we went to the hybrid inheritance, and we have seen some examples of hybrid inheritance. Then we have started another topic in OOPS called polymorphism. Yeah, So polymorphism, and in polymorphism we have talked about like not specific to the Python. Okay, not specific to the Python. I have covered with the intention of all the concepts. Okay, not related to Python. So in tomorrow class we will be discussing specific to the Python. So because in if you are in an interview, you should because you don't know whether interviewer knows Python or not. So their sole intention of asking that particular what is defined polymorphism or method overloading is, so you should be able to the answer the exact behavior of how that particular concept works. Okay, then you can tell that, sir, but as a Python coder, but it should not work in Python as we expected. Okay, and you can tell the reason then. Okay, so in polymorphism we have other types called overloading and overriding, and again in overloading we have three other types: method overloading, constructor overloading, operator overloading. And again in overriding we have method overriding, constructor overriding. So we have talked all about these in general. Okay, not specific to the Python. I'm just telling again and again because you should be able to understand how this particular, why this particular Python is not called as a pure object oriented program. Okay, so that is what we have discussed in this particular session. Madhavan, I guess we are done, right? Do you still have any questions? Yes, I guess done. Okay, see you, bye. Okay, so catch up in the next class at the same time.